Good afternoon, Esma World, and welcome to the latest in our series of technical webinars. It's most certainly not the last one. I'm very pleased to let you know that today we have 85 registered attendees that will be logging, that are either logged on or will be in the process of doing so, representing 17 countries. That is Canada, China, Czech Republic, Estonia, France, Germany, India, Italy, Japan, Mexico, Poland, Portugal, Singapore, South Africa, Spain, Switzerland, and the USA. So we've got a pretty good lineup for our GF friends today. But you don't want to hear from me. I think we need to pass you over to the expert. I'm going to pass you over to Venkat Ramsamy, who's going to be speaking to us today about global automotive segment management at GF, machining solutions. And he is based in Shanghai, China, but today he's going to be speaking to us in English. Over to you, Venkat.
Thank you. Thank you, Bob. So I will share my screen. Is it okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. And for those in Asia, late evening. Right, I welcome all of you, and thanks for having your valuable time with us. I thank ISTMA World for organizing such wonderful events and exchanges. It brings us immense pleasure today to share insights that will give a good understanding on China's automotive acceleration and how this new norm opens kind of new opportunities for mold makers in the room and across continents. Without much go, I will get into my presentation. I will go with a brief introduction of myself and GF, and then we will see how, with data, what is China's acceleration and how it was possible for them in a very short span to open this new mobility and NEV space. We will see what I mean as new norm, means what kind of new opportunities also it brings for us in this new era. And in the facts and alignment section, we will see, what is that unique approach China companies adopt. And also we will see what are all the challenges faced by mold makers there. Right? And then we will also see the differentiating factors, what mold makers across continent should consider with this new norm. And then I will end up showing some trends and where the mold makers can look for new business opportunities with this new trend. So a brief introduction of myself. My name is Venkat Ramaswamy. This is not the longest name in India. So you all can call me Venkat. I'm Indian and living in China, Shanghai, for over 22 years. I take care the global automotive market business for GFMS. I spent all my life in machine tool, metal cutting and forming, both in mold manufacturing and also in high volume parts production. You may feel free to contact me and connect with me either by email or social media. George Fisher is the oldest company with over 200 years since its inception in 1802. We have three divisions, GF Piping System, GF Casting Solutions, and myself from GF Machining Solutions. And we have many firsts in each of these three divisions, and we are very proud of it. GF Group is actually present in 39 countries with more than 15,000 employees, and with about 89 production sites and 11 R&D centers spread across continents. The 99 sites, it includes a technical center, center of competence, and a training and workshop area, and a huge service and spare parts location. We are a sound and then professional organization. So GF Machining Solutions, we have a unique approach that is to focus in depth on certain segments in order to ensure to provide solutions stitched to the individual market needs. Understanding of the customer and knowing the market trends, it is very, very important. We regularly communicate and exchange know-how and develop unique solutions for the problems for each individual segments. GF Machining Solutions is spread across continents, and we at GFMS ensure that we stay close to the customer and have advanced technology center that give the best trainings, do faster test cuts, and display how customer can be cheaper, better, and faster. Today, sustainability is a very key topic for all of us in the room. Supply chains will have to secure and understand the sustainability credit points. Let it be if you may be under scope 1, scope 2, scope 3, depend on the supply chain position. In GFMS, we have a dedicated department that works exclusively with R&D and with our customers. We provide energy certifications according to ISO standards, and our own factory follows a complete sustainable green principle. We help our customers to gain prominence in this new market upcomings, and then to advance them to get their carbon points. I will show you a small video. GFMS is the only unique company that can have proven solution to connect technologies for a tool or a mold insert from a milling. You may also want it to move to a EDM, either with a quick change tooling, and then you may also have the same tooling to move into a wire EDM. So you don't lose reference, you don't lose accuracy. You may also have some tooling that also requires some laser texturing or laser cutting. So you can also seamlessly move either manual quick change or with automation, right? So once you can do this automation, you are able to connect all kind of technologies, accessories, CMM, and so on in one cell. And it ensures that every part or a mold coming out from this cell is 100% within drawing limits. And you gain a flexibility, you gain intelligence, you get data, and then you can optimize it. And once you optimize, you can also replicate this in your other facilities across continents. And once when you have a next phase, you want to add another machine or another technology, it is very easy and quick. So you can be flexible and sustainable. So this is in a nutshell what GFMS offer and our uniqueness. So now what I will do is I will show a set of data where we can see what is happening globally and also more focused on China to understand what is China's automotive acceleration. And we will also touch base what opportunities it is opening up for us in the room as a mold maker across continents outside of China. So this is a chart that shows a global automotive car sales. If I look only to specific key details, you can see 2017. This is where the overall automotive market was at the peak. In 2017, the global market had 96.1 million cars sold in the market. And then subsequently, there was a lot of huge volumes lost. It was starting from Ukraine war, supply chain issue, COVID, so on and so forth. But now it is starting to come back. Forecasters say that probably by 2026, we should be in a pre-COVID condition. But this year, it is already showing up for a positive growth of 4.6% compared to last year. Let us look at the China market itself. These numbers include the domestic sales of cars produced in China and those imported cars sold in China. So here again, you will see that in 2017, China also picked up 29.1 million cars. And then they also had a steady decline. Not so bad, but 3.5% negative. Again, the same reasons. This year until September, they already sold 18.2 million. So it is going to go above last year. Right? But what China achieved from 2017 until now is the huge growth in NEV. 54.7% growth. NEV means new energy vehicle. Yeah, we will be using this terminology more in this presentation. Right? So actually, this migration helped China's supply chain to withstand from COVID wave shocks or Ukraine war shocks. Right? So what is this NEV progression? How they accelerated? So if you look at this chart, if particularly on the right side, you may see a phenomenal NEV growth momentum. And this year, it is already forecasted that China would sell above 9 million cars, NEV. Currently, the growth rate is at 29.5% compared to the last year, and it will grow steadily and even more higher. And if you see the data set number, the new energy vehicle, the battery energy powertrain has a higher numbers compared with the PHEVs. But please note that this revolution happened just around the COVID time or just after the COVID, right? But the growth is very rapid and it is going to even grow more crazy. So I also want to give you an idea that the China's progression into new mobility or NEV, it's actually opening new opportunities to all mold makers across market regions. Friends, if you see this chart, the horizontal dotted line, whatever mentioned above that line are the growth modules, right? And those on the right side, they are the highest technological disruption happening now. But in general, what happened was China's supply chain was very quick to adapt and they were able to support the OEMs. And for your information, all these modules are still undergoing a lot of design upgrades because the volumes are just coming up and growing gradually. Right? And for mold makers in the room, business head, you can look this chart to also use to explore your new business opportunities. With this momentum, it also brings to the market a huge number of new models. So if you look at this, starting from 2022, I have mentioned both non-battery electric vehicles and battery electric vehicles. Right? So these numbers are actually based on the official numbers announced by most of the key OEMs. Right? So the forecasters and research companies say these numbers would only increase largely, right? So this is a good news actually for mold makers because it needs a huge number of toolings to be done. Looking at the European Union itself, I made this chart just to show specifically the battery energy vehicle space. So the chart has in blue color the battery electric vehicle models, number of models, only European Union, and then the market share. So you can see that it is just starting to grow in Europe, right? And the number of models coming in this one is again based on the announcement from key OEMs. So you can see that it will even increase gradually month over month. Yeah. So what is this new norm? What I'm saying, how did China can achieve this to gain the pole position? So let us look at some interesting numbers here. So this chart actually gives the performance of top 10 companies selling pure ICE. ICE means internal combustion engine, and then on the right side is NEV. So on the left, if you see the top 10, the leaders are more traditional companies, traditional legacy OEMs. But if you see on the right side, on the NEV, it is all the China brands. There is one company, Tesla, but is all made again in China. So the leadership is again held by China's brand in the NEV side. And if you look at this, only 4 of the 10 companies are in both sides. So with this progression going in the market in NEV, a lot of consolidation is expected to come. And you will see some I mentioned here and some already happening in the market itself. Then there is something new and very huge thing happening in China market. China brands acceptance rate has increased very largely because of the quality has gone up. The brand appeal is really superb. They have very good ambience interior, the exterior. It attracts young and new buyers. And this new normal has put a lot of pressure on foreign brands in China to think how to innovate and attract new buyers. So you can see China brands already exceeded foreign brands in the last. This is the first time happening in the last 3 decades. And please note that the China supply chain and the China brands are really excelling in quality and price, both. Yeah. So this is an important topic. I think most of you probably, you are hearing every day and might be eager to listen. On the left, I mentioned top 10 export destinations of car from China. And okay, number 1 is Russia for obvious reasons. And if you look at the rest of the country, I can see only 2 European Union countries, right? And the volumes mentioned are in thousands. Okay. On the right side, you can see the overall exports in million. So this year already they exported 3.39 million cars, by September, and they become the world's largest exporter, even edging over Germany and Japan, and it will grow, right? And the unique point to note here is, 76% of the export volumes are pure ICE, internal combustion engine, and the EV exports are increasing. In fact, it is growing crazily. You can see this year is already 24.4% over last year. So the numbers are going up. But the The battery numbers which are low, this number also include the export of Tesla cars to Europe. And this will reduce from now because we already have the Berlin Gigafactory already producing cars and selling in Europe. This is another very interesting thing that is happening in China. In the past, companies like VW, Audi, Benz, Citroën, and so on and so forth, they were transferring the technology and know-how to China brands. And even they supported to give the know-how for production and SOP, the standard operating procedures. But now, as a new norm, it has reversed. Foreign brands are investing in Chinese brand, to learn about their smart car technologies, the knowledge of making it faster, and the production know-how. How this is happening? For example, VW invested $700 million in XPeng. I think most of you know XPeng is actually startup company, but they are one of the leader in NEV. They are selling a lot of battery energy vehicle in China and exporting also. So VW, they planned an agreement to make a B segment car, pure EV, under a VW brand. And they will use the XPeng base, the ADAS software, the intelligent functions, and a fully connected electric vehicle. So Audi, on the other side, they will work as signed with SAIC, SAIC, to make luxury cars. Initially, they will sell in China, but this learning will help them to compete globally and learn to make cars in a better way. I think just today, it was announced in public that Stellantis is investing $1.6 billion in Leap Motors. Yeah. So there are more to come. There are a lot of talking already going on, and this is inevitable, what I said just before. And there is a new dragon coming up, BYD. I think most of you know BYD means build your dreams. So this company is actually excelling a lot. And if you look at the right side pie chart, you can see the dominating percentage of business they have. They have more than 60% in plug-in hybrids. And they're also having a good margin in battery energy vehicle, 27%. And even this month, they are even much better than the last month. So they are really taking the pole position. They will become the next Toyotas and VW. And what they did is they actually made a new drivetrain exclusive for plug-in energy vehicle. I will not get into the detail, but what I can tell you is that their R&D department, made a product development with the dual mode technology that is more helpful for the plug-in hybrids to exchange power and the smooth transmission. So the additional benefit for BYD is that they have cost benefits with their vertical integration, means they make their own engines, they make their own battery modules, they make their own electronic modules, which is not available with most of the traditional companies. Yeah. So in China, the automotive segment is also well backed by the government. So there is a 5-year plan that they announce this one, and the last one was 14th 5-year plan. If anybody want to have more details, you can write to me, I can share. But the government detail it very clearly, the goals and how it can be achieved, what should be the way, everything is detailed. And this helps the entire supply chain to get prepared. and to adapt to the new developments. And I was reading in publications recently in the ETMM magazine, which mentioned that in spite of COVID market downturn currently in China, Chinese tool and mold players, they are edging the technology gap with the revolution in NEV, and the report says that they in the areas of mold for parts of plastics and rubber, or forming tools and punches and sheet metal, die casting tool, they are really having growth going to a positive side. And the article was also conveying that this is also similar in Europe, but very slow, or just starting the revolution of NEV. So there is something coming near the doorstep. So the article is indirectly conveying that good things also will come to Europe soon. So what are the challenges the mold maker face in China, right? So here, as in most countries, China also faces a labor shortage. Don't be shocked, because it is a huge problem. Means there is very shortage of high quality labor. And mold makers are looking to differentiate among their peers, because the study in the ETMM magazine also conveys that in China there are more than 221,000 active mold makers. Right? So they are looking for solutions to machine wide varieties, small batches, and they would like to connect technologies and be flexible. Because remember that with all this new NEV, there are a lot of new materials and tough materials applied. So the flexibility of machine to handle them is very critical and important. China mold makers, they shifted to automation and digitizing the entire manufacturing process. This helped them to increase efficiency, reduce labor, and be sustainable. So the digitalization of not only the CAM process, but the entire factory shop helped them to gain economics. Like global markets, China's supply chain are also worried and suffering from the increasing overhead cost. Right? See, on the other hand, I put on the right side, all the mold makers, they have to have the first part to be right in order to have perfect assembly. No overcut, gouge, or avoid polishing, to be within time and cost. These are all given for any mold makers. You cannot get away from them. But then these new challenges where you have to be flexible, digitize, connect, labor shortage. This is where Chinese company, I see they really made an edge. I will share you one video of this company. It's called Silver Basis. They are located in South China. This company basically they do large and medium-sized mold, front-end module. They also do dashboard, door trims, central console, seat trims, so on. Right. So what they did is they moved all the insert and mold parts into this assembly, into this automation line. And they did this in around 2015. And what they did is they integrated the technologies together, and they also incorporated CMM in the same line, and also other accessories together, so that every part that is coming out is 100% within drawing limits, right? So what they did now is after 3 years down the line, they now set up a separate unit, fully digitalized, automated mold shop. So they are starting to replicate, and they are moving complete tooling inside to the automation line. And what it helps to also manage is to run unattended in the evenings, night, in the weekend, and also during emergency period. Right? So reduced number of labor, but they digitize the entire process, entire standard or operating procedures all became digital. So it is really helping them. And they were the forefront to to push many Chinese company to move in this direction. And GFMS, we sold a lot of automation line in the last 4-5 years in China. So what I want to show is, yes, but this is also not easy, right? So what is a unique practice that Chinese company they are adopting compared to the traditional companies? So I was in an innovation round table workshop several years before, and a professor from Tongji University is one of the famous university here in China, and he was delivering a speech on key trends of business model innovation perspective of Chinese companies. Right? So I recreated based on his sharing. So this is the China's disruption compared to the traditional company. So what you are seeing there is a traditional company. So what they do is after every S-curve of a product cycle, there is a gap, right, before you can move to the next one. And traditional companies, what they do is to fill this gap, they take a discipline jump, because before they move, they have to understand root cause analysis, do the testing, spend huge cost, time, and approval before they can move to the next S-curve. Alternatively, on the other side, Chinese company, what they do is they do a quick jump to the next S-curve. Means, they know there is a gap, but when they are moving to the next S-curve jump, they parallelly what they do is they fill the gaps. Certain things are done internally by their own team to fix it, and certain things they use external leverage, external companies to support and complete the gap. And then they can move faster to develop new parts or new programs. So this really helps them to adapt very fast and reach faster to the market. In fact, this is helping them to bring in new products even with very short product life cycle. And really, this is what happened in the NEV cars. So there's a lot of new models coming in. It is even faster than the handphones. They attract young and new buyers. In China, according to the data, there are about 100 NEV brands. They built cars and sold in hundreds. So this is the unique approach what Chinese company do. Probably it can be also adopted in your respective companies. Okay, what I did here is I took an article published by Aachen University, WBA Tooling Academy. They published a report on what should be the differentiating factor for a mold maker. Right? So they were looking at different countries. They made a report. I took the example of German tool and die maker here. And what they did is they went to all the mold and die shops, and they were looking how they are differentiating either by quotation price or by delivery time. Right? So if you look at the chart on the left, in Europe, basically the overheads or the labor cost is going up, which is almost also the same thing happening in China also. But on the other hand, the end product, the cost of the mold is dropping down, which is also the same in China. But it is a huge drop after the COVID. And if you look at the bar chart, what they did is they did an average of all the mold shop in Germany. And then they took the top 10 or 15 high-end mold shops, and they compared with the China mold shops. And they still see that, they are having a gap if they use the differentiating factor as quotation price or delivery time. And the study says that 32% of the tool and die companies in Germany, they really edged up with these two differentiating factors, the price and the delivery time. And the interesting thing, what the study was conveying is that the new differentiating factor for mold companies should be sustainability points. So they mentioned that more and more end customers or OEMs, they are asking for this. So they suggest all mold makers to go for this differentiation to edge up. The study gives a lot of many suggestions for different areas. I picked up 3 critical areas which I believe could give a positive impact to the manufacturing side of the mold and die industry. So I will go from the left. The study says that they found that even the highly automated tool shop, particularly for the milling, they find the utilization rate is only 47%. I think this is because of the individual company standard operating procedures, or probably the method of calculating OEE, or the time spent on setup or quality measurement and adjustment, something like that. But what happens negative side for these companies, or any second investment would be a bottleneck for them, because they don't know the utilization rates exactly. The second one in the middle is they find that 30% increase in efficiency was found for those companies that can use PDA. PDA means production data acquisition. So this is actually a very critical point. We were talking just before the challenges of Chinese mold shop, or this video of silver basis. So Chinese companies started to digitize the process, use the data to improve the efficiency. And the last one, they say that already 30% of the German mold and die companies are pursuing the sustainability goals despite cost. And they see that they are seeing some positive side. So this is one good study. You can have a look. It is available free. They publish for many countries, not only Europe, but even outside of Europe. I will show you a video. This is very unique. It will reflect whatever we talked, or the study from WBA also reflects here. This is a company called Eben or Juben. What they do is the sealing of the car doors and trunks, etc. And this is very, very critical, in particular for NEVs, because it should not, the air should not get leaked, water should not go. It should have a perfect sealing. They make 700 molds. They also make the machinery for the mold. So it's a good one. And you see that they have only 350 employees. But make so much toolings, right? And they supply to BMW, Benz, VW, also many OEMs. They are really very good in the market. And what they were doing is, initially they were having a lot of standalone machines, EDM, milling, and all that. About 5 years or 5.5 years before, they wanted to move into a fully digitized automation cell and to have all data integrated. So we put this automation cell, we digitize the entire process, to have complete knowledge of the die and the tool and insert whatever they are doing in the machine. The tool grip, everything was integrated so it can exchange and do a complete holistic manufacturing. The good point or interesting point I want to convey to all of us in the room here is, as a mold maker, we should consider this head on. Yes, it is a capital investment, but I can tell you most of them, not only in China, but across continents, they see good returns and secured perpetual returns. Year over year, they make good money. So here, what they also do is they also have an automated mobile robot to pick the machine parts from this automated cell, and then they move to CMM or EDM or wire EDM to do the post process. Right? So if anybody would like to visit this company or the other company, please feel free to inform us. We can arrange for the visit. Yeah. But this is not just happening in China. I was reading a recent mold making technology magazine, and this company called Burtech, based in US, they have a factory also in China, and they shared this experience and know-how back to the US company, and they connected all the technologies. They put even the milling with EDM and EDM with automation, and they already started to use data, and within 3 months to 6 months, they said they already see a 33% increase in capacity. And this is already for the reshoring that is happening in the marketplace. So this company actually does class 101 mold, injection mold. So they are conveyed that in this magazine, what they mentioned was, I think they were doing between 1 million to 6 million injection cycle mold. So they have a challenge to produce high precision and high accuracy. So they said they need to go for such kind of automation and be ready with the increasing number of orders coming because of reshoring. So then let us move to the next part, means what are the trends and opportunities that can bring to us as a mold maker. So I will start, most of you might be knowing this, CASE. CASE is just simply the first letter word of connectivity, autonomous driving, shared mobility, and electrification. Right? And many companies also call this as new mobility. Yeah. And this new mobility brought in the new energy vehicle powertrains. There are many different designs available within the hybrid or plug-in hybrid space. At least 5 or 6 versions more prominent in the market. And then on the pure green, it is the pure battery energy vehicle. And then the new one that is coming up, and in my view, it will even challenge battery in the next decade, is hydrogen fuel cells. Today, a lot of investment is happening across European Union, in China, also in the US. The governments are giving a lot of subsidies, and a lot of things are happening there. But in a nutshell, one good thing happening in the market space, due to geopolitical reasons, it is the regionalization that is bringing up manufacturing to happen within our regions. So this is one good thing happening due to this new mobility rise, and also due to the geopolitical tensions. So what is that? We all know that getting back the manufacturing to the region. This is a really very good news, including the high precision molds, for example, semiconductor and on. So how this happened, if you look on the top left, the US government, they incorporated what is called the Inflation Reduction Act, IRA, and Semiconductor Act. Both European Union, they have their own act, and also US, they also have their own chip control. So this pushed all the supply chain and OEMs to manufacture these kind of semiconductor chips, because in a new NEV car, the average number of chips, the minimum number is about 800, and it goes about 1,200 chips in one car. And we all cannot forget what happened a couple of years before in Suez Canal, the accident of the ship that crippled the entire supply chain. Combined with COVID, we lost a huge market volumes in car, and no government want to happen this anymore. So this is again pushing for regionalization. And the unique thing, last one, is after the Industrial 4.0 revolution, now every country is pushing the entire supply chain and regulation to have carbon neutrality points. So sustainability is a new thing in the marketplace, right? So most important for us in the room is, all this is bringing up manufacturing back into the our regions. So something is already there, coming near to our doorsteps. So what I'm going to do from now is, I selected some of the key trends or modules. I don't have time to put everything, so I selected what is called, castings or aluminum, because in NEV, more and more application of aluminum and magnesium is coming. And lightweighting is a very important trend that is happening here, and it is very critical for castings, right? In this example, CCB or cross car beam, it is basically the skeleton of the dashboard. The dashboard sits on this, and this you can see the weight reduction happening here. Phenomenal, 30%. Any few grams more is always welcome by OEM, because it increases the efficiency, battery output, so on and so forth. And many of them, they are moving from steel, aluminum to magnesium. So it is a huge transformation happening. And this kind of mold, they are very complicated. And post casting, they only do very minimal machining. So this means these mold are really, very uniquely designed. And there is something unique thing happening, what is called smart casting. This, in my view, could be a very good new opening that moves the casting to the next level. Right? So what they do here is, Fraunhofer was publishing this research, and they did the test for several OEMs. So they basically embedded the RFID chips into the casting. Why they did so is to have traceability and to find counterfeit products, and then to do a condition monitoring during its lifetime, right? And to also have a safety, during the autonomous driving cycle, because now we already are in L3 or L3 plus. There are already several OEMs that are launching L4 or L5 level. So means you no need to really be in the car. So the car should be safe and driving smooth. So this could be another new thing already coming in the market. Another critical thing that, what is called the rapid manufacturing, this is getting very important and very popular because most of the OEMs, they are pushed to do faster prototypes, faster product development, because they have the pressure to reach to the market faster, and more and more new model and design upgrades are coming. Turbocharger, this example from GFMS is a very good example here. In a traditional way, even the best highly capable companies would need easily between at least 6 weeks to make, from the design to the complete manufacturing, right? What we did in GFMS is we made a proven solution. We made the design with the metal additive software, and we made the part by the metal additive itself. And then with the help of unique CAM approach, we did the complete machining process after the metal additive. So you can see here, even the build material, you no need to remove anything. The CAM can already take this model and then do the machining on the milling machine. So you can see the video here. And this really helps to bring the entire product life cycle to be such short. Today, many applications are there. For example, OEMs for both in motorcycle and car, they are producing spare parts with this kind of metal additive, or even using polymer, and to have new product developments, right? So we have many such examples. Today, mold makers are also using this technology to make hybrid inserts and toolings and parts of the mold. So this is again a new migration, because it's easy to do MRO activities and you can make it faster, right? So this really helps to reduce the cost without compromising the quality. It is a full cycle from the design to the final machine. Most of you probably are very familiar with this picture. It is called what is called mega casting. They need to use giga die casting machines, DCM. Normally die casting machine, but this is giga die casting machines. As all of you know, this is coming out of Tesla's engineering. What Tesla did is they transformed 70 molds into one. They made a bigger mold, and then this technology they pioneered, but it is not still, the acceptance rate is still not visible everywhere. For example, in Europe, Volvo is doing it. In the US, other than Tesla, Ford is working out on this on certain parts. In Korea and Japan, recently Hyundai is working on that. But in China, all the new battery electric vehicle companies are going this way. The Chinese company, they are very fast to adapt, and they get into these new technologies grasping very fast. But there are many reasons why the acceptance rate is a little bit sluggish. Is because probably they said that the replacement of the part, the cost would be very high due to any accident or in the warranty period. But more than that, they were also telling that the handling of the mold and the procedures of MRO are very, very critical. And then the other complication is handling of the part and storage and many others. So, but I believe it will start to come, because they see this effect not only by Tesla, but also the adaptation level of Chinese brand that are showing very good success, and by also by price they are able to go cheaper, right? So you can see the image on the right side. They are really huge, and it is at least they need 4,000 tons. Today, many different parts in the battery module support pillars, the base, everything is getting bigger. And you can see the list of companies that are doing this. This is not a holistic list. Yeah, it is. The estimate says already there are 130 units above 6,000 tons, but almost most of them in China. Yeah. Friends, I'm not sure how many of you had the chance to visit any car show or any auto shows recently. If you haven't, I would suggest please make a visit. I can tell you that all the new NEV cars, they are really, really awesome, very attractive, both on the interior, the exterior, the lightings, and the ambience inside, the sound system, the noise reduction, noise cancellation. They're really very beautiful. The new mobility and NEV has brought in huge changes in the interior of the cars, be it dashboard, be it door trims, seat trims, central console. They all require fine grains, and to have sustainability points, they use recycled plastics and new injection techniques, which is very complicated. So these kind of fine grains or functional surfaces, this is only possible by laser texturing, right? So mold makers and etching companies, they are having this technology to make a huge differentiation and to open new possibilities. So laser technology, helps them, the OEMs, to make this attraction and also to increase the highest brand appeal. Yeah, this is very important for any car brand because most of the NEV brands in China are very new. So what it makes the R&D is to, and the designers is to realize their dreams, bring their art onto the mold. Right? So this is 100% digital green technology. So you can have perfect replication on the mold as well as on the final part. Right? So this also helps to reduce the entire product life cycle because you can do the complete different textures of the complete mold in a fully assembled condition, and you no need to bring inserts one by one and then you move back, assemble all this. So all these are gone. You can have now a very proved and secured process. Again, this technology is 100% digital and green. So I will share you a video of this company in China. They are a well-known player. More than 35 years, they were only doing chemical etching. And then in the last 3 years or 4 years, maximum 3 years, they started to move. Actually, 4 years before they had one machine, but now they have many laser machines. And they were following the traditional practice of chemical etching. And as this NEV revolution started, they found that the grain levels of 4 layers, 5 layers, it is becoming very difficult by the chemical etching. Also, the China government, they put restriction to avoid polluting processes. So, they cannot discharge this waste gas and, polluted water out into the system. So this was also another reason why they moved to this digital process. And another thing you will see in the video is that they were trying to get rid of this what we call it as labor-intensive process. That can make many people to work in one mold and can cause many errors. And they want to move away from this. again, the thing is, these kind of companies, it is a capital, but they moved in very fast. This is the traditional process that is so cumbersome, and it is so critical with so many labors on one mold. The another unique thing what this company was also showing is they did the texturing out in the cam area, where they have the fully assembled mold, and they were moving the native file into the texturing area in a fully assembled mold. Yeah. So this actually reduces the overall assembly cost, the cost of quality for the mold maker. Yeah. And most of the car OEMs and tier one, they are asking for sustainability credit points. So the laser, even if it is a complicated mold assembly, it can approach most critical areas. So, in one setup, you can realize all different kind of textures. So this is now really getting more and more into the market. And with the new tech development, all this cannot happen without a software suite. And the interesting part is we stitch it along with the machine, so you no need to do anything addition. And with the new softwares and the new developments that we did, we are even having this laser applied on molten die micro machining application. And today we can do even micro machining of textures on even a large mold. So please scan, and if you have anything, you can always contact us. In a car today, you can see a bird's eye view. There are so many applications on a laser. So, just for an information to you. The next one that is coming up again on the doorsteps is these charging units, right? So, the charging units and the related things of connected to that. Imagine the number of volumes that is going to come in the next 2-3 years. You can see on the right side this chart, which indicates which are the countries that are championing, and those countries that will increase drastically, and which are the countries coming behind. So all these countries will move to this huge volume. Remember, every year we are selling about 17 million cars, new cars in Europe, right? So imagine the year-over-year volume, home charging, private charging. It's a huge business. And when you come to charging units, you have this high voltage connector, the controller unit, because as you move to the electric cars, it is moving from the traditional architecture of wiring to the zonal computers, right? So there are a lot of electronic control units and microcontrol units. So there is a small connector, and there is also a high voltage connector, right? And when you say charging units, you have a charging holder, charge pin, which has to withstand all temperature because it's outside, and they require a cooling channel that the user cannot feel the heat. So it's a very complicated design. And for this kind of mold, the heights, the cutting height and the profile, they are very, very complicated. You need a wire with a system that can help you to avoid wire breakage. At the same time, you have to be able to reduce the cycle time, and also the critical point to have the lowest power consumption, right? So in GFMS, we developed this technology called ISPS, spark control management. So what it does is, the software can automatically adapt the cutting process and control the spark. Thereby, you don't have any more wire breakage. And the most critical thing for every mold maker is that day in and out, we do many different kind of mold, right? And we have this issue of the dependence of the mold, the machine operator, right? So this software, the ISPS, makes you to come out of this concern. You no more need to worry about the dependence of the machine operator. The system can take care. So I share you a video. Again, this technology is called ISPS and Intelligent Spark Control Management. What it does is we tested this in many customers, and then based on their feedback, now it is available in almost all the product lines in GFMS because it is helping mold makers a lot. And what it does is basically it has an advanced generator. It is located near the cutting area, and there are some sensors. So the software gets the information. So you see the traditional one, you will see wire cut happening at different profiles. And then once you have the Spark Track ISPS software, it is very adaptive, smooth, and then you save the wire, you save cycle time, you save the power consumption. At the same time, you get the first part right without any overcut. And then the important thing is you don't worry about your skilled operator availability, right? So another thing, as we were talking about, digitizing this, process or software, this is unique for die sinking machine. What we did here is a patented software. What it does is you no need to always do the programming on the machine. And now with this software, you can do it from your home, office, or on the move. Because it is so easy. And what it also does is most of the die sinking mold are already pre-milled, right? But what we don't know is what is the actual material left at each areas, or what should be the gap we should keep. So in GFMS, we developed this digital CAM process that helps die sinking operations simple and secured. Now you no need to worry about having a skilled operator to do everything. It should be the process that should take care. So you will see that this video that explain it in a similar simple way. We have many customers already using it, and a lot of good output coming out. So I see that this is a good example to share to all of you. So you don't need to do anything on the machine itself, and the operator to remember everything. So basically, what this software does is it uses the CAD of the milling, the pre-process, and then the software can identify the program according to the stock and the material. So you no need to worry about the effectiveness of the machine or the programming difficulty or cycles to be adopted. This helps you to reduce cost because you are able to produce cheaper, better, and faster because you use less number of electrodes. You are sustainable because you reduce the wear and you can use it for many cycles. Right? So friends, I'm coming to the last segment of my presentation. So we saw many things that came out, why China was successful and what they brought in, the new energy vehicle and the new mobility, and then the parts related to that and how unique their supply chain and what were the differentiating factor that we should adopt. But then to come at what is there for us in the market, right? So if you see based on this new norm that is coming out because of new mobility and new energy vehicle, you see that many OEMs are investing heavily into the market. This data I took it from a company called Wolf Speed. They are an US company. Basically, they do semiconductor or a carbide application, and they are having factories across continents. It's a well-known company, and they shared this data made by research company. They said that by end of year 2021, the investment amount announced by all the major car OEMs are about $330 billion. And by 1 year later, end of 2022, it grew to $500 billion. And it is only growing month over month. And if you see on the right side, many companies are announcing they are coming out from pure ICE and they are going for electrification. Means it is not fully the electric car, but plug-in hybrid and all that. So it is again because of this sustainability targets. So, OEMs are laying plan, and this is changing and frequently updated every month. Right? The next booster, I was actually looking at this ACA. It is just to see for myself, for those who haven't seen this, European Automobile Manufacturer Association, they have a very user-friendly map. You can click to understand where is the factory and which factory is producing what. They list everything. So it's a nice one. You can try it out. What I want to highlight here is, the number of OEM facilities has increased by 21 from the previous year. So in Europe, there are about 322 automobile plants. So which means when you have increase in number of facility, then naturally the supply chain also should increase. Right? So I feel this is already the effect of regionalization that is pushing them to manufacture locally. So there will be a lot to come in the near future. Right? So friends, this chart can help you to look for your next business opportunity. This is a nice chart. I took it from Roland Berger's study. It is not a holistic one, but it can give you a quick idea to understand those in the blue color, light blue, dark blue, you can see they say that it is a fully, game-changing technology or new mobility products. Actually, those on the left side, they said shrinking, but what they wrote is, these legacy parts are having a lot of design upgrades. So this is still a good market, but then those on the right side are the one that is, more specifically, very unique. So you may use this to explore for your next business opportunity. I want to have a summary here. What I did is I took the tooling 2030 strategy roadmap of the industry, and what it shows is the innovative technologies and the emerging technologies in the short term and in the long term. So if you see here, it also shows, for example, HSM 5-axis milling, which we saw. Rapid manufacturing, we saw with the turbocharger example. And if I look at in-mold technologies, we saw with the laser texturing, micro machining, we saw intelligent tools and digitizing software. So all this is really where, I would say you have to look in for your next, investment and strategy. But at the same time, please do not forget that you should, in my view, incorporate to digitize your manufacturing process or digital process like eCam or this kind of stuff. And at the same time, sustainability, as also suggested by WBA Tooling Academy study, and also now asked by many OEMs, right? And the other thing is the ability to connect processes and different brands. This is also very important, right? And flexibility is another important thing. We saw many examples because a lot of new materials and different size of molds. We as a mold maker, we don't do day in and out the same thing. We have many complicated things. So we should have flexibility. Automation really helps us to do that and run unattended even during the night shift or weekends or even during emergency time, right? So friends, remember that, looking at all this, what I view in my study and my experience here in China and traveling across, China's acceleration in automotive, bringing up this new mobility and new energy vehicle market space is actually a global game. It is pushing the boundaries of all the manufacturing supply chain across continents, right? And this is a good thing because this is also opening new opportunities for all of us. So please be reminded, GFMS has a complete stack of technologies. We have a uniqueness to connect all this technology, either by quick chain tooling or fully automated solutions. So which means you can easily move to industry 4.0 levels. We have complete solutions available. And then we also help you to gain your sustainability credits. Last but not least, I thank you for your time joining today and for your patient hearing. Feel free to contact me anytime. I welcome you to join GF Automotive LinkedIn page. It is on the right side, QR code. And then on the left side is our automotive web page. I once again thank ISTMA for this wonderful organization. Anybody who want to have more data or exclusive information, please feel free to contact me or through ISTMA. Thanks a lot to all of you for your valuable time. And I open this forum for any exchange or question and answers.
Okay, thank you very much, Venkat. Do we have any questions? Preferably, what I would like anybody to do is actually send their questions in detail through to Venkat on his email address, then he can answer them. I'd like to remind everybody that the whole presentation will actually be posted on the ISMA website, so you will be able to review it at your leisure. There's a lot of complex, very highly valuable technical information in this presentation. I, for one, want to go through it far more carefully, so I can absorb it and give it the justice that it's due. I see we do have a question that's come up. It's not a question, it's a comment. It simply says, excellent information, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
I think that's from Marcus Hesseding in Germany. So you can take that where it comes from. That's a tremendous compliment. Okay, the hour is getting late for a lot of us. I'd like to remind everybody that our next ISMA webinar will actually be on December the, let me see, I've got my date here somewhere. December the 11th, our friends at DMG Mori will be putting something together. I haven't got the name of the presentation yet, but the focus will be on efficiency and sustainability. So it'll be something to look forward to. Okay, so I know a lot of you have indicated that you have alternate meetings to go to, so I'm not going to go on. I don't know whether you have any comments, Manuel, before we sign off.
No comments. I think it was a very good presentation, very informative, and a lot of things that we should look on. So thank you, Venkat, for this introduction, for this presentation, for all the contents that you show us.
Okay,
Thank you.
With those few words, let me say to those of you who will be joining us in Cape Town in just over a week's time, I'm looking forward to entertaining you, introducing you to South African red wine, and showing you a little bit of Cape Town hospitality. So with that, I bid you all farewell. Let's keep in touch with each other.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.